So I welcome all of you on the behalf of Krishna Bhokres IAS for Agriculture Optional. Today we have Mr. Pavankumar Jong, All India Rank 6. Today he will guide us regarding upcoming 50-day strategy for Indian Forest Service males. So in this we are categorizing today's session in particularly mainly for the time management for GS, English, optional 1, optional 2, and overall focus areas in this upcoming 15 days. Also, how to revise everything within this short period of time, answer writing practice, and all these things. So, I'm requesting Mr. Pavan Kumar Jong. So, please start.
Okay. Thank you, Krishna sir. Good morning. Yeah, it's good morning. Good morning, all of you. Sorry for this inordinate delays. Right. So, my exam was 2020 and my batch is 21. Probably we will go through paper wise. We'll start with general knowledge paper, then English, and then optional. So most probably I don't know. I don't have any idea regarding your optional subjects. Mainly I'll tell a few things related to my optional, that is agriculture and botany, and rest you can derive what you have to do or you can do for your optional papers based on your choices. Right. So we will start with general knowledge. So I'll assume that many of you have appeared in this year's civil services examination. So given that condition, I will suggest don't read too much for general knowledge, as you have already prepared for that. Only concern area in case of forest services is other questions related to science and technology. Right. So most probably, if you have gone through previous question papers, there will be, I guess, five or six questions will be there in general knowledge paper. 6 question, 50 mark each question. So one question will be solely devoted to the each section. For example, question one will be based on history, geography like sections. Then question number 2 most probably will be on polity and governance related aspects. Then one will be based on environment and related current affairs. Then one will be on your science and technology. So such questions will be there in your general knowledge. So 6 questions will be there, 50 marks each question. So most probably, generally, there will be some questions from the static syllabus which you have already covered during your CSC mains examination. Then current affairs based questions that also you have been prepared. So only focus area remains here. In case of general knowledge, I will suggest go for science and technology. That too, I will mainly suggest read only current affairs, such as mostly I used to refer Vision IS 365. So if you are reading that for particularly science and technology section, that will be more than enough. Don't venture or look for many optionals or many reading material for particularly this section, because there is very less cost benefit ratio for particularly science and technology questions. If you know, you assume that everyone knows that questions what is there to write. If you don't know, assume that nobody knows related to those questions. So for this you can refer previous year questions. So from that you will get a general idea that what kind of questions. So there is lot of diversity in science and technology questions, which you will think that or many will think that it's better to skip that portion to search for or read much material for that. So I'll suggest don't read much for general knowledge apart from science and technology. For science and technology, again, you can add this 12th biology book, the second part of that, the biotechnology and related sections you can read upon. So this will be related to general knowledge. So again, for writing during examination, I'll suggest don't there. I think there are all questions will be compulsory in general knowledge paper. So try to cover all the questions. So you might have been knowing that the pattern, the way we write our GS answers, right? The introduction, there will be body, and there will be conclusion. So in case of any question, even if you don't know much, you pick or any keyword from the question and try to elaborate or play around that main keywords from the question. So that will help you to at least cover the paper for general knowledge. So main focus, your focus area for this, I'll suggest only science and technology. apart, during last few days, you can just ponder upon, or while reading, preparing for optionals. If you are getting bored by reading optionals, then just go through your notes for general studies, which you might have prepared during your CSE examination. So that will be more than enough. I'll say don't spend much time on this section right now. Right. Then next comes the English. So most of you or all of you have written the English paper for CS English language paper, right? So again, I'll suggest don't spend much time on that. I had a notes which was prepared by our senior from 2018 batch. So I'll share with that note with Krishna sir. He might circulate you, right? So again, you spend I think I'll guess 15 days, last 15 days for English preparation. Again, look for the previous year question papers. There is again a static portion, so you have to write precise writing. So you can randomly prepare that precise writing, how you have to write, what are the basic fundamental aspects of precise writing. Then there will be one question related to report writing. So again, there is a standard format for that the way you have to write the reports, or the specific terms or sentences you should use in your report, so that it makes more impact on the reader of that notes. And again, there are a limitation of topics in which they ask you to write a report. So in general, they will ask report about some environment related issue, or some civic services related issues, right? So those questions are fairly predictable, and you can prepare ahead of your examination, so that it won't take much time to think in your actual examination. And remember the thing that your English paper marks will be considered for your final selection. So don't take it much granted that you'll go as it is and write anything leisurely. So in general, in English, they look for your grammatical mistakes, because as it carries a weightage of 300 marks, so you need to be a bit cautious on the grammatical side, and the basic language presentation, your skills, right? So for English, I'll say again, spend only last 15 days, prepare your formats beforehand, going to the examination. There are few questions, static questions, like they'll give a word and they'll ask you to prepare a noun form of that word or adjective form of that word. So again, there is a there are many tricks how you will come to the noun or adjective of a particular word. So these questions are fairly static in case of English. So just be ready that you are going to face the same question. You know how to answer that question. Don't think that you'll go in exam and you'll try there itself. I know how to do this. I'll do there only. So don't do that. At least do it for previous year questions, so that you will get a fair idea that how you have to do that. And again, decide what kind of questions you are going to start with in your examination. So I generally used to start with grammar, because in grammar, if you can write it or answer it, otherwise you don't know it, right? So I used to start with grammar, so that I'll get a little bit in shape or mental state of writing other questions. So I used to start with grammar. It takes very less time, and there is a satisfaction that you have covered a large number of questions in a less time, right? So it depends on your own strategy. I won't say don't follow my strategy. You devise your own strategy by looking at the previous year question papers. The notes for that I'll share with Krishna sir. He will forward you. So that was about English. All right. So two major parts have been done now. 600 marks have been completed. Now you are left with two optional papers. So if you have your optional paper similar to your CSE exam, then it will be of very great help for you, because most probably the syllabus for both CSE and IFSC are for optional papers are similar. So there will be very minor points, 2-3 few additions or deletions in your syllabus. So again, don't spend much time on that particular optional. I'll say if you have the common optional, right? Rest optional, most of are having these days the forestry as an optional subject, and forestry and agriculture engineering. So for forestry, many people do follow Manikandan. So what I'll suggest here, if you don't have the optional subject, which is common in CSE and IFSC, to go spend 2-3 days for choosing the material. So because there is a lot of standard material or the seniors notes are available into the market. So choose one, any one, believe in that note and keep on continuously revising that note. So again, don't think that for particular point you will go for reading another book, or you will refer someone else's note, and again for few points you are referring someone else's note. Don't do that, because you have very limited time for preparation of optionals. You have to prepare 2 optionals. So it's better go for any notes, any toppers notes which are there in market. Choose that note based on the basis of market or on the basis of coverage of syllabus. You can go through that. Look for the notes which have covered a large number of, fairly covered the syllabus of your particular optional. Get that notes, keep on revising that note. So if you ask me how many revisions you should do, I'll say minimum 3 revisions from this day till your exam. Leave apart those 5 days you will get in between general studies and English paper and optional paper, right? So apart from those days, minimum 3 revisions you must do. Because I'm saying minimum 3 revisions, because whatever notes you will be reading, that will be already in short nature. You have to read very less material. You're not spending much time on preparation of all your own notes, because you don't have that much time. If you have time, if your reading and grasping capacity is much better, you can do that. I won't say that you don't do that, but most probably people do tend to follow the seniors notes or earlier toppers notes, so that it becomes very easier to prepare in these 50 days, apart from reading the standard reference books and all those things, right? This is, I'll say this is a general outline of 50 days. I think a few of things which I would like, why I wanted to share, I have shared those. If you have any questions, particularly related to any particular subject or thing, then we can discuss it elaborately, so that it will become a little bit interactive session, and I'll be able to clear your doubts if there are.
Hello, sir. I'm Ajit.
Yes, hello, Ajit.
Sir, won't it be difficult to cover like 24 questions in 3 hours in general knowledge? Because, sir, in mains, I was like just completed the paper of 20 questions. Some
actually, yeah, right. You're saying it right, but there are lesser number of pages as compared to CSE in forest service examination. So for say, if you are getting for 15 marks question in CSE, we have to write 3 pages. So here that will be 2 pages only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, for agriculture optional, sir, I'm starting from scratch from now. Second option is my chemistry, that is same as CSE, so that won't be a problem. So, sir, for agriculture, sir, I cannot make short notes right now, so I'm following Krishna sir's notes only. So,
Okay.
Sir, how to proceed, like revising at the last moment, like 3 revisions, would it be difficult, like short notes?
See, what you can do for general studies 1, in agriculture optional 1, most of the syllabus is related to general studies paper 3,
yes,
right? So much of that part you have already covered. So do read that material from whatever you have used for GS3 paper, right?
yes,
And
sir.
rest of the text, there will be very few topics will be remaining, particularly in general studies 1. Right, so which you can cover from Krishna sir's notes, which you have been already following that. So
Yes,
I won't suggest, don't go for any different notes or anything, right? So that was for paper 1, right? And what about paper 2? Sir must have been provided you the notes. So just go for previous year question papers, right? So there will be many topics which will be continuously coming into the exams, right? So related
yes,
to
sir.
genetics, there will be few topics related to Mendel's, or some laws will be there. In breeding, you'll find some procedures will be asked, that crop improvement procedures will be asked, different methods, something will be from that section, right? In biotechnology, there will be 1 or 2 questions. So choose those questions particularly and prepare on those lines first,
Yes, sir.
right? Don't read like you're starting from suppose, for example, you have taken paper 2 and you're starting from first point of genetics till you're reading to the last point of nutrition and all those things. Don't follow. Yes, because see, again, if you divide paper too carefully, biotechnology you must have read in your science and technology preparation,
Yes,
right? So that part you have already covered. Again, there will be a nutrition section where poverty and all those sections are points have been mentioned in syllabus. So again, you have read that in GS3, GS2, right? Different schemes you have prepared already, right? So in this way, you can shorten your syllabus. Don't think that it is for optional, so you have to read again the same things under the heading of optional, right? Use whatever you have prepared in different papers, different subjects. Use the same knowledge here, so that will help you to bring in diversity from or any other perspective into the optional paper as well. Don't think that you are going to write only general studies and optional are totally different. So for optionals, if you have to express any specific knowledge, there are topics like genetics, breeding. These topics are there, pathology. These topics are there where you have to present your optional specific skills. But there are certain topics like poverty sections is there, malnutrition is there. Then your environment ecology is there in paper one, right? So in these sections, you can bring in diversity through use of your knowledge, which you have prepared for CSE examination for general studies.
okay.
Right. And another one part is you do prepare in question answer format, right? So if you are using your previous year question paper, for example, if you are taking last year's question paper, if you are taking one question, you just think that what you are going to write under that question, and that will be your final answer. So next time, when you are asked anything, suppose particularly any suppose they have asked this year, I think they asked mass selection in the CSE mains, right? So what are the applications of mass selection and what are its improvement merits and demerits they asked this year, right?
Yes,
So you know this question, if it is going to repeat, what are you are going to write under this question? You decide now itself. You are going to write a definition. What is mass selection? Basic principle in that. The scientist you have who has discovered that, in which crop it has been followed. What are its applications? So applications, you prepare only 5 applications because there won't be huge space to you have to keep in mind all the applications, 10, 15 applications or 10 merits, 10 demerits. You don't need to write all of them. You prepare five points for each with an example. That's it. So you are going to reproduce or you are going to revise only those points which you have finalized now.
yes, sir.
Right. In this way, you can reduce your reading material, whatever you are having. Again, you are comprehending at its place according to the need of the question. So this will reduce your revision time as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So Giridhar has been asking. He had optional in CSE geography and selected agriculture and maths as IFS optionals. Since starting from scratch, how should I go about both these optionals? So you have chosen maths, so you must be having some background, Giridhar.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello. Sir.
Hi, hello.
Max,
Yeah.
I have general interest. That is why I had chosen actually. I am good at Max, but for nearly some past few years, I had been not practicing Max. Since I did not have that as an optional in CSE. CSE, I had geography. So due to my interest in Max and some topics I knew, so I thought let me take Max, which I was good at. But now I am worried about how will I manage in this 50 days? Whether will pressure be taking over me is the self-doubt I am having now, sir.
No, it's certainly you will be having that self-doubt because you have not read it in a while, no. But
yes,
so one thing you can do is, no, again, the like I told you earlier, you go for notes which have been already there in market, prepared by someone topper or someone else, right? So go for those notes and choose only one notes, right? So which will be having a comprehensively covered syllabus in that notes. So use that one note and keep on reading, revising that single material only. Don't think that this material is, after reading few days, you don't think that this is not worthy material or whether anything is going to come from this material or not. Don't give second thought to that. Take few days, 2 days extra for choosing any particular material. But once you have chosen that material, keep faith in that material and keep on revising that material. That's it. That is the only key.
Yes, sir.
I'll say, and just go through, refer the again. I'll again suggest to refer previous year question papers, no, so that you will get, or you will be you will be always in the line of questions which are going to ask, right? So for even while preparing, you will get to know that okay, the questions will be on these lines only, right? So you can do that way. And for again agriculture, as I earlier told, much of the syllabus like soil, cropping pattern, and geography, climate, these portions you have been covered already in geography. So use that information in preparation of agriculture as well.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Good morning,
Any
sir.
other
This is
doubts,
Vaishali.
Krishna? Sir? Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. Yes.
Sir, I'm a working professional, full-time working professional. I'm working as
Okay.
agriculture officer. So I just want to know if I could manage. My optionals are agri and botany. Agriculture, I have did
Okay.
my part for CSE mains, but for botany,
Okay.
I'm little worried about it. Maybe the second part, it overlaps with the agriculture part, but for the first paper,
Yes.
I'm little worried about it. Is there any way I could manage both my job and this preparation, sir? Because there's no chance I'm getting a leave for exam.
Okay. See, I have prepared for the same options were for me also, agriculture and botany. So for me also, the paper 2 of botany was quite familiar and easy to prepare because of agriculture. So for paper 1, I have prepared my notes. So I'll share that with Krishna sir in next 1 or 2 days, so that no, you can get it that from Krishna sir. So that will ease your paper 1 preparation, because all the major topics and everything I have prepared in paper 1. So that will help you. Apart from that, what I used to do, there is a compulsory section related to that diagram and flow chart. Something is there, no, that floral diagrams and all those sections. So that was compulsory. But for during my preparation, I skipped that because that was too much factual and it was very difficult to prepare in this short period of time. So what I did, apart from that, other sections I prepared well, such as there will be questions like name, botanical name, family and part used, or any क्या बोलते हैं उसको, commercial part of particular plant. So those things I have prepared very well. So you can do the same on the same lines, that from that material you can get, and you can use that one. But for botany paper 1 notes, I'll share with Krishna sir. So you can get it from him. So I have prepared it very meticulously, like diagrams and everything I have provided in there. About the channel called Neela Bakore channel. So you can refer that YouTube channel. It's free of cost. So again, you can refer for clearing your smaller doubts, because there are 7, 8, 10 minutes videos. So you can refer those videos and prepare your notes from that video itself related to that particular topic, such as photosynthesis are there, small videos, respiration, the nutrition. There's certain topics on physiology, genetics, certain topics of breeding, biotechnology. They are there. So you can refer them for clearing your doubts, as well as preparing short notes about that particular topic. You can use that. This is for biology, I know. Other topics, I have no idea. Then another, for anyone interested in botany, there is also one channel called Botany Optional for UPSC. It is a paid channel, but there are certain videos in that channel that they are free. So again, you can use those free videos if you don't want to get subscription. Subscription is not much costlier, but still, if you don't want to do that, then you can go through the free videos of that channel. There are also again certain small topics are there, so you can refer. And rest that for agriculture, I think Krishna's notes are there. So those who have been referring those, so you can do that on your own, right? So any other questions?
Sir, it's me again, Vaishali.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, for general knowledge paper, I have heard that it's not for certain topics like science and technology and history. You have to concentrate more on the ancient medieval part, and for science and tech, like very basic topics like MRI, such kind of topics you have to concentrate more, as questions are directly from that portion. It's not like analytical part.
Okay.
So how to prepare for that thing, sir?
Okay. See, for general studies, again, I was pretty clear that, see, for static portion, you can write in case of ancient medieval for history section. Even if there are static questions, certain questions will be there that will be like out of the blue. So nobody knowing how much you will read the even static syllabus, no, you won't be knowing what to write in such questions. So I'll suggest don't spend much time. You want to read, you can spend a time when you are bored with your optional preparation. No, you are thinking that I'm reading optional for a long time and I'm not getting interested in reading the topic. So that at that time you can do or devote some time for reading such areas. But again, I'll say don't spend much time on GK because see, GK, if you once wrote CSC mains examination, the 4 GS papers, no, you will be easily able to write the GK papers of forest services. The rest question is about science and technology section. So again, that section is a very trivial section. So you don't know what will come in under that section. So what kind of questions they will ask, nobody knows. So even I think in 2018 or 19 exam, they asked the current affairs question as a current affair question. They asked the news from 2016. So that was nobody was aware of such thing, right? So again, for those who are preparing, I'll generally say that those who are from science background, such as biology, botany, or related sciences, no, they have an upper hand sometimes because they do ask questions related to genetics. Because few times back they asked about the mitosis meiosis process in that question. So that do give advantage for people who generally are quite familiar with the agriculture, biology, or biotechnology, those related areas. But again, that is not a guarantee, or that is not a case all the time. No, so I'll again say don't spend again their cost benefit ratio is very less because you will getting only one question, and you already will be having a burden to complete all 24 questions in the section. So it's better, I'll say, you do read what you have used to prefer during CSC mains examination. Yeah, but during CSC we don't have much time, so we don't spend much time on science and technology section. So here you can spend, you have that luxury to spend more time because you're not going to read again polity from the scratch. You're not taking Lakshmikant and reading each line, and again for current affairs, you know, much of the time you have read it for CSC now, and you have written exam or papers. So I guess there won't be not much necessity to spend time on this section. Yeah, but you can fairly, if you want, you feel you do spend, but don't do it exclusively. Just do it as a leisurely. You are bored with other subjects, and now you are spending to read some quality time. So during that time you can do that. And for English, again, I told you the same case is with English also. Many of us have written CSC exam language paper in English, and again English subject itself we have written. So what you can do, last 15 days, just prepare for the previous year question, take the previous year question papers, look at the types of questions they are asking, because the type is consistently they are asking the similar kinds. So there is not much variation in the type of questions they are going to ask. So what you have to do, just you have to prepare for that particular type. So prepare a structure for that particular type, and you just have to fill in according to the question during the examination. So that will save you much of your time. Your thinking process will be reduced because you don't have to think from scratch, because you have prepared your structure already. You have everything ready. Just you have to fill in the blanks according to the question asked during that particular time. So I'll think that will be sufficient, more than sufficient. And I have one notes of our senior 2018 batch Reddy sir. So I'll share that with Krishna sir. You can get it from him. So that will be more than enough, I guess, for preparation of English.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
I'm Harini here. Sir,
Yes.
I have taken agriculture and botany as my optional.
Okay.
Also, my CSC optional was the agriculture. So I have prepared well on that subject. What
Yes.
I have worried about is how to go about the botany paper, and how much time should I allot for the preparation for the completion of the paper, so that I can sufficiently revise the remaining agriculture portion.
See, again, agriculture and botany both are having much of the syllabus common. For example, paper 2 is much, I think 70% paper 2 of botany is similar to agriculture optional. Then again, certain portions of paper 1, they are also covered in agriculture syllabus, right? So do it integratedly, I'll say. Don't prepare it separately that it is given under botany, so you have to prepare it quite differently or in different material. Don't do that like that. So I never did. I just relied solely on preparation of agriculture. Whichever was common syllabus, I never prepared it separately for botany. First thing is that the major important part in botany is paper 1. So the classification and the diagram portion. So again, I prepared solely for during my preparation. I didn't went to write mains of CSC that year. I prepared fully 4 months for this forest service only that year. So I subscribed that channel actually, that botany optional for UPSC, and I prepared all the notes thoroughly for paper 1 from that channel itself. So I'll share my notes for paper 1 with Krishna sir. You can get it from him. But apart from that, I'll say that focus on low hanging fruits in botany sections. Like as I told you to Vaishali, that there are certain questions like you have to write just only botanical names, a family, and part use. Those questions are there in botany. So keep those hanging fruits handy, so that whenever they're going to ask such questions, you are sure that you are going to get full marks in those such sections in case of botany. So I prepared on those lines certain questions like these floral diagrams and those sections that was very hard to mug up for me. So I skipped. I won't suggest you to skip if you are good at keeping in mind or remembering such facts. You must do it, because for during my time that did not came, that particular floral diagram question did not came in compulsory section. So I was very fortunate to skip that part during my preparation, and again that not being asked in the question in compulsory section, that was very fortunate for me. But that won't be the case all the time, right? So again, for that this section also, that Neela Bakore channel, they have covered this floral biology part or diagram part. They are covered in that channel. So again, it's free of cost. You can prepare your short notes from that part and keep your material concise and brief, so that it will again help you during revision also. So you just keep note of these two channels. Most preferably I follow during my preparation these Neela Bakore tutorials and botany optional for UPSC. So botany optional for UPSC is paid. So you can use it. There are certain free videos. So still I remember there was one question during my time. There was question of transmission of pathogens from seed, and there was one video in that lecture, that YouTube channel, that 7 minutes video was there, and that was dealing with the same topic, transmission of pathogen through seeds. And he has mentioned many examples, and I prepared just notes on a half page, that to a small notebook, and the same question was exactly repeated in exam during my time. So such random tidbits, they will be usually asked in such optionals like botany, agriculture. So that will be very much handy if you are ready with such notes and material. So you can easily note down directly. Again, another one thing, as I earlier told to someone, that prepare question answer format. For you decide now itself if there is going to be a question particular. For example, in case of agriculture, there is a question on Mendel's law. You prepare what you are going to write in introduction, what you are going to write in the subsequent parts of the question. So that will be the final preparation for you. So next time when you are going to read that much only, and keep in mind that you have to write that and that alone. You won't think that I'll write extra point, or I'll think then in during exam, and whatever I'll keep in mind, will be able to remember, I'll write in examination. So that won't happen. If you do like this question answer format, and you will pre-decide your questions and answers here, it will save your time during examination. You won't have to think there that what should I write, where should I start my introduction. And you can do this in all papers, I'll say. In case of general studies also, you can do this. You prepare your one introduction for any question particularly related to, suppose, for poverty. You prepare a brief introduction related to poverty. Either it will be positive or negative. You can mold it on the basis of questions. So prepare that thing only. So whatever the question, whenever there will be a question on poverty, you will write that and that only as an introduction. So there, you know, you don't have to think there that, okay, now what should I write as an introduction? So you can prepare this for all the subjects, right? So particularly in science background subjects, generally we start with definition, or some current related questions are there. If there is any scheme, we can introduce that scheme through introduction. So prepare beforehand. You have 50 days. Devote some time of the day during your preparation or particular section if you are reading. So premeditate what kind of questions will be asked on the particular topic, and from where should you start, and what will be your end point. So now on this, if you prepare on this basis, no, so it will reduce your time during examination, and it automatically will reduce your burden, right? So you can do that way.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Sendram. My background is biotechnology, MTech biotechnology. I chose anthropology as an optional in CSC. For us, I've chosen zoology and agriculture options. And this is my first minds, so I'm just a bit nervous about how to go about. Can you tell me what would be the bare minimum preparation which I should do in the next 50 days, so that I can give myself a very good realistic chance?
Yeah, okay. Bare minimum preparation. First things first is you have to complete the paper that should be in your mind. So even if you don't know the question, you have to write something. So that something means you pick some keyword from that question, and you have to write around that keyword of the question, right? So you have to do that thing. So for this, you need to go at least basic syllabus you need to cover for the optional. So again, you have written CSC examination, right, this year. So you have one optional as an agriculture. So much of the syllabus you have already covered in case of agriculture. Like I said, in GS paper 3, you have read much about agriculture. In geography, you have prepared much about soils, climate, its impact on agriculture, and again, climate change, its impact on agriculture. All these things you have already. Just get that material, relate with your agriculture optional syllabus, and you are done with that portion of your syllabus. So this way, you have already reduced 50% of your syllabus of optional. You are ready with that already. You just keep linking that syllabus with your optional. That will be done with your syllabus, right? So rest of the sections, if you are following now Krishna sir's notes now, you go through the basic notes, whatever the bare minimum notes are there, he has been given. So go through that notes on particular topic, right? And follow the previous year questions, like what kind of questions they have been asking on a particular topic. At least prepare those questions, or prepare on those lines for that particular topic. So that will be the basic things I'll say. Don't venture out for any value addition, or you will write very exclusive answers that will be very good into the country. So don't think much about that. Basic things first, that you can clear your concept and know the basic things about each and every concept. That will be the more than sufficient, I'll say, if you're writing for the first time. And don't think, because many times what happens now in forest service, usually there are people who are appearing for mains are very less. Number of people are appearing for mains. So if you are preparing, or if you are completing all your papers, you are given a half chance, I'll say, to at least appear for the interview. And what kind of quality you have written your papers, that will assure you whether you are going to select or not. But I'll assure you that if you are completing all your papers right in a good manner, so even not a very good quality of answers, you will be having an interview call, because given this year number of posts have been increased to 150. So again, there will be more number of people will be qualifying for interviews. So you will be giving a fair chance if you are completing all your papers during this examination. And so don't give up at any point of time. See, I have been aware of many such people who have just went to the examination, and just they have prepared they have completed their papers without any exclusive preparation. They have appeared for interview, and if you have luck enough on your side, no one can stop you from getting into the list of final selected candidates, right? So I'll say, never give up on your hope. Just keep on preparing whatever you are having the material, concisely use it wisely. Don't spend much time on going into each and every minute details, because you don't have that much time. What you have to do is just stick to the syllabus and bare minimum content you need to read. So that will be more than enough, I guess. So follow any particular kind. Again, I'm telling you, choose any note, single note. You are going to follow that material and keep faith on that material. Basically, don't think that if you are reading 15 days, you'll think that, okay, this notes, I think this is not sufficient. You don't know anything about that notes. That is why you are going to read. You are reading that notes. If you are aware of each and everything or the worth of every notes, why you are writing using that material itself, right? So that is a basic common sense, I think we must be having during this preparation. That if you are preparing, keep faith on the material and prepare it as many times or revise it as many times you can, right? So that will give you confidence, because reading the same material number of times automatically will feed into your memory. You will feel it comfortable while reading that material, and it will automatically increase your speed. So by that way, you can gain your confidence as well during the preparation. So follow bare minimum material. If you are following Krishna Bokre's notes for agriculture, do that and that alone. Don't follow anything else, and stick to the syllabus. And for that, you need previous year question papers that you must be all must be having. So keep the help of those question papers while preparing, reading your material. That will be more than sufficient, I guess.
Okay, thank you guys for joining today's session, and I'm also thankful to Mr. Pavankumar Jong, who guided us regarding notes, revision, focused areas, and so many doubts of yours have been clarified here. And once again, thank you, sir.
Thank you, and all the best to all. Thank you, Krishna sir.
Thank you.